Hey everyone, Patrick Spielman, founder of Uptix here. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you about 7 different ways you can benefit from sales automation. Whether you're a business owner or a sales professional, it really doesn't matter, especially in the B2B space, you can benefit from sales automation. And I want you to understand that sales automation isn't specifically a tool per se. Now, obviously, there's a lot of different automation tools out in the marketplace to help you automate your sales. I want to talk to you about sales automation, in the fundamentals and the philosophies behind it. It's really a process and approach that you take with your business to be hyper efficient and as productive as possible and utilizing technology to your advantage. So I do know that, a lot of business owners are, happy, making what they're making in terms of money, and they don't want to rock the boat per se and, get into doing something new. But you kind of got to think about future-proofing your business. And if you can utilize automation to your advantage, you can really help future-proof your business. So let's get into the 7 different ways. So the first way is really just being able to do more with less. If you're constantly working to automate your business, you're going to be able to accomplish a lot more tasks with fewer resources. And it's a really, really good position to be in. You're going to be a lot more nimble as a business and be able to move and adapt and focus your time on things that, maybe aren't quite as important. And it's really just going to help you streamline, your process and with, your clients, your prospects, and really just help you nurture leads, follow up with prospects, and just stay hyper productive, especially if you have a sales team. You really need to be able to, this day and age, do a lot more with less. So that's really the first benefit, just doing more work with less people. Sounds like a pretty good concept, I think. The next one is really just having a controlled and defined process here. So a lot of businesses don't really have a process by which, they generate leads and they nurture leads and they bring on customers. And it's really kind of a wild, wild west method to managing their sales. But with sales automation, you can build a specific process step by step, and then make sure that you're hitting that process every single time so that your prospects and your customers go through the exact same journey. And that's a huge benefit in terms of just managing the quality of your work and the quality of your output. And especially if you do have a sales team, being able to kind of manage every single step of the way and make sure that your prospects, your leads, your customers are going through the exact same defined, controlled process. It's going to be a lot better user experience for them with your product. It's going to help with, company team goals, strategic planning, KPIs, the whole 9. So just having that controlled process is going to help you manage your business with analytics too. So that's kind of a sub benefit there. The next one here is brand consistency. So if you're building your assets into a specific process and utilizing an automation system, you can really, really keep your brand consistency very, very good. So for instance, I have another smaller business, and for years it was kind of the wild, wild west method, to be honest with you. We'd reply to a prospect or, a customer a different way for the same question all the time. And not that you have to be monotone and use the same thing all the time. There's something to be said about having the same message across to your prospects and your clients in a very consistent way. It's just going to help you be more consistent in the marketplace in promoting your message and who you are to your prospects and customers. The next one is really just future-proofing your business. So business operators are typically stuck in their day-to-day grind, worrying about taking care of customers, getting the bills paid, hiring employees, maybe firing employees even. But, you have to kind of think, 1 or 2, 3 years, maybe even 10 years down the road with your business. And generating more revenue and more cash flow for your business is never going to hurt you from a future-proofing perspective for your business, because the more money you have and the more money you can sock away, if something does happen, unfortunately, you've got the money to weather the storm. Future-proofing your business, it probably goes unsaid, but it really can help you survive. Maybe it doesn't go unsaid, but something maybe you want to start thinking about a little bit more. The next one, and I know I accidentally gave you a little sneak peek of this one, efficient use of resources. So like nobody really thinks about limited resources like human capital and, monetary capital until you need it. So when times get a little bit more tough, being efficient with your resources all of a sudden becomes a priority because you haven't really had to think about it in the past. So if you can implement this concept of automation into your business, you're going to be efficient. You're going to be a lot more efficient than you were specifically. But if times do get tough, you're really going to be a lot more efficient. You're not going to have an oh crap moment and, then kind of start from square one and then, sort of backpedal and figure out where you go from there. So having efficient use of resources and being able to repurpose your always precious resources can really go a long way if something, were to go bad. And even if it weren't to go bad, if you're being efficient with your labor dollars and even your time, then you're going to be able to take that money or that time and repurpose it back into your business somewhere else. And being efficient in implementing this anyway is going to help you drive more revenue. So it's really kind of a, triple-headed monster there with being able to reinvest back into your business. The next area it's going to really help you with is recruiting. And I know this one sounds a little bit weird, but if you're recruiting salespeople, for instance, and you have a very specific process dialed out for your sales, and you have KPIs and you have numbers and metrics, and you have a specific process, that's going to help your prospective sales rep just be confident in the fact that you have systems in place and that they can visualize the path to success. So it can really help with your recruiting with new sales reps and just your overall onboarding, and having that collateral will really help just get your sales reps up to speed a lot faster. Otherwise, they're going to come in and you're going to have kind of this, this loosey-goosey, sales onboarding process for them, and you're not going to really know where to start. This actually will help you build out that process. And so, they can sit down and have, a lot of fundamentals in place for them from day one. The next place, and this is very related to recruiting, is staff onboarding and training. So similar to recruiting, and I kind of tackled this, but giving people the confidence to come work for you is a little bit different than, somebody actually coming to work for you. So as I mentioned in the last one, and maybe I got ahead of myself a little bit there, staff onboarding, having that detailed process and being able to show your reps exactly how you do things. And if you have pre-written, if you have emails and SMS messages and LinkedIn outreach messages already built, then they can kind of take that and sort of adapt it, maybe to their personality, but they have a really good starting point to see what your kind of standards are. And it's really going to help overall in your onboarding process. And lastly, so that was number 7. I've got a little bonus. If you're a business owner and, you're sitting here thinking like, okay, this is great. If you haven't thought about selling your company in the past, or you want to sell your company, this is kind of an ancillary benefit. But, most of us are in business to build an asset, build something for retirement, outside of, saving for retirement. But if you're building systems and automation into your process, you're really helping create an asset in your business that is a lot more attractive if you were to go out and want to sell or partner with somebody or be acquired or merge. Or if you don't ever want to, sell or do any of that kind of stuff, you still got those 7 other benefits. But if it is something that you have thought about doing, by having a process, especially a way to generate revenue, which is a big thing to somebody that is looking to, buy, acquire, or merge, or whatever it might be, by having that in place and you can prove to them a revenue model, it's a lot more attractive because they can't really use here's your book of business now. There's nothing to tell me that the book of business isn't going to be cut in half. If you do have that repeatable process in place and you can show them that, it's really going to help your use case. So those are the 7 benefits, along with the little bonus there of why sales automation is important and just things to think about and why you want to implement this into your business. So I hope this one was helpful. If you got value out of it, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to get alerted when we launch new videos. My goal is to launch a new one every single day. And if you're interested in implementing sales automation and using software for your business, we have down below, you can get started with our Uptick Sales Automation platform that helps you automate sales processes and stay hyper focused, hyper productive, and help you drive more revenue. So hope this one was helpful. We'll see you in the next one.